Alright, what's going on? So, this is my second video now. The last video, I was going to quit the next day, but I took like half of a dose midday. So, I don't really consider that quitting. But the effects were pretty much around noon, 1 o'clock. I started feeling a lot of achiness and just not feeling good. So, today is day 4, waking up now, because that was the last time. So 3.5 days technically, or almost 4 days. The last 2 days were absolutely terrible. A lot of body aches, a lot of pain. So I've been hurt. I've been in accidents. I've been physically hurt quite a bit. So I started taking it for nerve damage mainly, and just physical damage because my lower back kills me. And I will say, um, I don't know. I've had opiate withdrawals, heroin withdrawals. When I first got hurt, this was years ago, so pain pills were just given to anybody and everybody. That was 7, 8 years ago, something like that. And I was getting 120, 80 milligram oxys a month. So obviously, I didn't realize how bad that was. But then soon I was going through that whole script in a few days, and I wasn't even trying to get rid of the pain anymore. I was just trying to get, fucked up. So, it's early. I'm on my way to work. Which kind of sucks because yesterday was my first day back. I decided to completely quit Saturday. And then Sunday, Monday were my days off because I'm a chef, so I have weird days off. But yesterday was Tuesday, today's Wednesday, and yesterday was my first day back, and I was still going through it, and that was terrible because I was going in and out of freezer, so it was negative 30 degrees, and I was going out, and I live in the south, so it's hot and humid right now. So that was a bummer for sure. But I mean, besides that, my body's been aching. I gotta, kneel down, stand up, get on my knees a lot, which is very brutal. So that didn't help. I've had like flu-like symptoms. I've had all this mucus build up. I've been coughing a lot, which I don't smoke or anything, so that was kind of interesting. But people was thinking I have a cold or COVID, because that's how our world is now. But nope, I was A-okay. Today I woke up feeling great though. I actually got the first night of sleep, a good night of sleep, because the last 3 nights have been terrible. I've been tossing and turning and tossing and turning. And when I was with kratom, I was out. My girl was always mad because I would just lay down and I would be out so quick. But now, sorry. Now it's I'm staying up, which that was a big problem before because I just get in my head a lot, and it's just not very fun for me, especially being the fact of I'm a very anxious person as it is. Had a lot of been through a lot of traumatic things in my life when I was younger and throughout my life. Not saying that's a reason to do anything or be. It's just being a victim, basically. I just want to escape my own realities, for being honest. And that's what it was like. That's why I started doing drugs a lot. Obviously for pain, but I was like, man, it numbs you emotionally too. And that was another big thing I noticed with kratom is, with all that, I wasn't really, how do I say this? I just realized how many emotions I was lacking just for basic people around me, just for things. Like, and the one thing is just going up and down mentally with getting off kratom. Sorry, I'm driving. Mentally with getting off kratom is I just feel such a wave of emotions. Like I was watching Letterkenny, which is a Canadian show, and there was a part where I was like damn near about to cry. And I'm like, why am I feeling like this? You know, I got a pretty generally good mindset. My girl thinks I'm negative sometimes, but I'm just more realistic about life. But you know, I haven't really hit a depression spot for a long time. I did at one point, but again, that was me playing the victim about a lot of, you know, crappy things that happened in my life. Lost a few people. Some of them were right in front of me. Didn't have the best parents. You know, my dad hasn't been around since he died. So when I was really young though, so I didn't really get to know him. It's just all this stuff, you know, makes a human insecure, stuff like that. So again, not a reason to be a victim, but those are just some things which I think have made me the person I am today. When I was young, I made a lot of bad decisions, as you can see. But, you know, I'm living life now. I have children. I have an amazing woman that I'm going to marry. And I didn't want to be a slave to this. You know, I was sick of that. I needed kratom everywhere I went. I would get a dose right when I wake up. I would have it before I would have my coffee. I would need that dose because, as many of you know, especially the ones that take red, because I went straight to red, so I never touched green, white, yellow, whatever. I went straight to red, and that euphoric feeling when you take it. And I was more of I used to take the capsules, but my God, I got so sick of taking 60, 70 capsules a day. It's just like, oh God, having them lodged in your throat. If you guys know, you know. So I went the whole toss and wash, so it was just, but I never really measured it. You know, I would just take I have like a big size spoon, and I just scoop it up and then I did that about 4 or 5 times a day. Then come to find out, every scoopful would sometimes be up to like 12 or 13 grams. You know, and I was like, wow, that's an insane amount. I've been tapering down for years without really realizing it, because I did that 4 times a day. But then I started having, after like the second year, when I would take it at night, like before I would go to bed, I started getting like this like kratom hangover almost, where I just felt like shit, and it was just terrible. And I was just like, oh God. I don't know if anyone that did opiates, you know, you guys would know that opiate hangover where you just feel terrible. So I stopped taking it, and I went down to 3. Did that for about a year. So the last 3 years, I've been taking it twice a day, and I've taken about maybe 10 grams a day total, which is amazing because I was taking about 40 grams, sometimes 50 a day, and not even realizing it. But again, your tolerance will just build with this stuff, and this is stuff that these people won't tell you. I will say, kratom has changed my life for the best. It took my mind out of a negative place, put it in a positive place. It really kept my mind going. It kept my body going. I felt like I could take on the world. You know, I just noticed there was some side effects that I was having. Like I was constipated a lot. Not as bad as whenever I was on like opiates. There, like I couldn't, I don't know how to say this. I couldn't poop for like 3 or 4 days, and it was painful, and I felt like my heart was gonna blow out because I was sitting there pushing so hard. And it was, whenever I did, it was like the most painful thing ever. Thankfully, it wasn't like that with kratom, so I'm blessed for that. But I honestly haven't been fully sober in 10 years, you know. I quit smoking cigarettes. I've never really been much of a drinker because all my families, they're all a bunch of alcoholics, so they say they're functioning alcoholics, but they still get sloshed all the time. And I don't want to be that. I don't want to be a slave to that. We weren't born to be slaves. We were born to be free, every single one of us. So, and now this is my last effect. It just sucks though, because like I said, with my breathing and everything, like that's another thing. I am winded I'll walk 10 feet and I just feel like I ran a marathon. I'm hoping this goes away. I have bad asthma, so that's why I quit smoking in the first place. Because now I quit smoking weed even because it was just so pointless. Because I would just be wheezing and wheezing and wheezing, and then this dabs, this wax came and that just destroyed me. And I'm like, no, I can't. But now everything's laced with fentanyl, so I don't touch anything. I mean, that's a big motivator for me because I have physically lost so many people to fentanyl, thinking that they're taking like a little Oxycontin or something, and boom, dead. Boom. They're even lacing in a weed now, so it's like, what is this world coming to now? And it's just sad because what it boils down to is our government got us addicted intentionally, knowing that this was going to happen. They gave us this. Instead of giving us real solutions, they just gave us band-aids for the problems. And that makes me sick because a lot of people have died and a lot of people are suffering and a lot of people think that they have to be dependent on this. And there are people, and I will say this, I will never be anti-kratom because it literally takes all my pain away, takes all my problems away. But again, I'm still able to function and move. There was a time where I couldn't really walk, and that saved my life. That actually got me up and walking again. But I realized also, not only the kratom, but being mobile, if you have those issues, sitting around not doing anything is killing you worse than anything else. I don't care what anyone says. Because the more mobile I got, the better it is. Thankfully, I work in a job. Again, I'm a cook, so I'm constantly, I stand on my feet the whole time. I don't ever sit down, and I'm moving and moving and moving and moving. So that's a very good blessing. But I'm starting to ramble on here. Yeah. But that'll keep you crippled. So kratom's great for the people that need it. Just don't abuse it. I mean, your own tolerance. I mean, I knew mine. Sorry. Again, that's just like mucus and crap coming up. I knew my tolerance, and I knew I went through it. I knew I was addicted. I just didn't want to admit it. And I've seen people. I haven't been a doctor in years. I haven't had insurance in forever. But I know the last time I did go to the doctor, about 3 years ago, they said that they took blood work when I still had insurance because I wanted to get a little checkup. But they said that that I had like pre-high blood pressure, and like, well, maybe you should go get it checked out. But after that, I lost my insurance, so I don't know whatever happened to that. But again, I have noticed now that I stopped taking kratom, a lot of the issues, I would lose hearing for a little bit. It would be like a loud like beep in my ears. I would get random pains and aches. My girl got me on this stuff called Plexus, which is like all natural vitamin. I'm trying to go that natural route. I quit soda. I quit drinking everything. The only bad thing I really drink is like coffee, and I'm trying to cut that down. But I don't eat processed foods anymore, and that really, really helped a lot. People will say different, but it's sad because here in America, the FDA will approve shit that will kill you, like straight up. They'll give you cancer, anything with reds, blues, and yellows. It's all cancer causing. The thing is, most people just don't want to believe that the delicious, amazing treats that the government approved is actually good for you. But I've realized the government doesn't care. COVID really made me open my eyes. The government doesn't care. They want us all to be sick and dying so they can make money off of us who are dead. And then after that, they'll go after your family, which is sad. But no more government rants. Yeah, so I'm almost to work now. I just wanted to give an update. I was keeping you guys updated. But the last 2 days were hell. I'm feeling really good today, so I'm blessed for that. So I still got some of that sickly feeling, but at least I don't feel like a truck hit me. And my emotional composure is a lot better. And I don't feel like I have the flu, so that's good. All right. Well, everybody have a great day. You know, let me know. Let me go. How everyone's doing. You know, especially with people that went through this. I hope everyone's still kicking in there because I don't. I know for the addicts out there like myself, it's hard. You know, because it's everywhere. So hopefully you guys are stay true to it. Stay true to yourself because you're worth more than that. And life is amazing. You just got to see it that way. A PMA is a great way to go, and that's something that's starting to change with my withdrawals. So, all right, I'm out.